During his military service, Elvis was introduced to karate, a discipline he pursued passionately for the rest of his life. A samurai poses in front of the Sphinx, 1864. This woman, Grace McDaniels, was known for her striking appearance. She actually won the Ugliest Woman contest back in 1935. Alright, so we have someone napping while fishing, and the year is 1857. Okay, here we go. A rooftop checkers game sometime in 1930. The attempted assassination of President Gerald Ford in Sacramento, September 5th, 1975. Charles Manson family cult member Lynette Fromm drew her gun on Ford, but the attempt failed when the gun misfired. South Korean students are moving to the front in 1950. They were called soldiers without dog tags because they joined the fighting with little preparation. Albert Einstein and Edwin Hubble are in front of Mount Wilson Observatory. This happened in 1931. This is what one of the first physical versions of Mickey Mouse looked like, along with Donald Duck. Liberal leadership in Czechoslovakia attempted to loosen overarching Soviet restrictions on human rights. Clashes between protesters and Soviet forces reached a fever pitch when the latter invaded on August 20th, 1968. Get Off My Lawn, 1950. Suffrage envoys from San Francisco are greeted in New Jersey as they travel to Washington to present a petition with 500,000 signatures to Congress in 1915. American soldiers were captured by communist forces in North Korea in 1951. After the armistice was signed, 3,597 American POWs returned home. A small girl balances on her mother's hand in Pittsburgh. The photo was taken in the mid-1900s. The story unfolds during the African American Civil Rights Movement, a powerful period spanning from 1955 to 1968. There's a nervous young girl sitting in the front row. She's the only black girl in her newly integrated class. This is in Tennessee in 1957. A United States Marine shell-shocked during the Battle of Hue in 1968. All right, returning home from World War II in Europe, March 1945, Queens, New York. A German soldier is firing a gun from the back of his horse in 1939. Detonation of a nuclear bomb at the Nevada test site in Nevada, USA. The date was March 29, 1955. The detonation was part of Operation Teapot. The operation involved 14 nuclear test explosions that took place in early 1955. The ENIAC, or Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, was built in the United States of America and cost $400,000 in 1946. Two Newsies, New York, 1896. Harvey Milk at San Francisco Pride, California, 1978. Florence and Susie Fryermuth, two sisters, were arrested for moonshining during the Prohibition. This all happened in 1921. A mushroom cloud from an atomic test, 75 miles away from a Las Vegas hotel in 1953. The Children's Khorovod, also known as the Barmaly Fountain, sits in Stalingrad. Back in the 1800s, there's this boy, standing with his brother. It's clear they're no longer with us. An American Red Cross worker wants to make friends with a little refugee. This happened on June 7, 1918. A seller of motorized roller skates in California, 1961. Tesla is sitting in front of a spiral coil. It was used in his wireless power experiments at his East Houston Street laboratory in 1896. The head of a Joseph Stalin statue on the streets of Budapest during the Hungarian Revolution of 1956. Anchorage, Alaska after the 1964 earthquake. It's an eerie sight, the blank face of a wax dummy. It looks like something from 1968. Shakespeare's birthplace before Restoration, 1850. Alan Turing in 1936. Men are waving from a signal gantry on the London and Northeastern Railway main line at St. Albans Road, Hatfield, on the 16th of December 1932. These signals control the movements of the Flying Scotsman and all trains from King's Cross Station, London, to the north. Titanic survivors on lifeboats being rescued by the Carpathia. This is a super safe example of what a baby's car seat looked like during the 1950s and 60s. The city was humming, just like any other Friday evening. People were crammed onto the subway, heading home after a long day. It was November 22nd, 1963. The rush hour was in full swing, a sea of tired faces and hurried steps all across New York. A dog holds onto a little boy as he tries to retrieve a ball in a river with his golf club during the 1920s. They called it the baby cage. It was a wire contraption hung right off apartment windows. The whole idea was to give babies living in the city some extra light and fresh air. Approaching Shadow, 1954. It looks like a hard life. There's a group of people, probably refugees near Bakersfield, California. It seems to be from around 1939. She was born in 1910 in Skopje. Her name was Agnes Gongsha Bojakshiu. She had dark hair and eyes. She was considered pretty. April 1917. There's a daily inspection of teeth and fingernails. Older pupils do the inspecting under the teacher's direction, and the teacher writes down the results. This has been happening every day this year. This is at school number 49 in Comanche County, Oklahoma, near Lawton. An employee of the Atomic Energy Commission is dozing while waiting for a nuclear bomb to explode in Mississippi, 1964. Young Vladimir Putin, during judo training with fellow pupil Vasily Shestakov in St. Petersburg, then known as Leningrad, in 1971. The Women's Detachment of the Red Army, Russian Civil War, 1919. A man tries to understand by touch what material the statue is made of. An RAF Lancaster bomber is over the German city of Hamburg during a bombing raid. Sausage snatchers. Circa 1930, Berlin children are jumping for sausages. The sausages are tied to a length of string at an outdoor party. So this is about levitation lessons in Latvia. The first lesson took place in 1991. The teacher's name was Yuri, and he lived in Riga. The lesson happened at the local House of Culture. People of all ages attended. Redlands Fire Department Group Photo, 1958. Manhattan, a Volkswagen with a Rolls-Royce grille. New York City, 1976. September 1934. Mrs. C. Wilds is behind the wheel, and she's got her pet pig with her at Turling in Essex. This is about one of the first video phones, from 1930 Germany. It was a civil rights march in Washington, organized to fight racial discrimination. This happened in the USA in 1963. Athlete Ivy Russell, from Surrey, England in 1907, does a bent press with 47 kilos. She herself weighed 57 kilos around the 1930s. There was a near miss at an air show in 1950. A woman leans over the railing to kiss a British soldier returning from World War II, London, 1940. In 1902, a French company decided to make playing cards that imagined women of the future. The medic is feeding the baby birds. A white teenager tears up the sign of a black protester picketing variety stores, protesting their segregation policies. This happened in Tallahassee, Florida in 1960. This is the first moment Princess Elizabeth met her future husband. When King George VI visited Dartmouth College in 1939, a promising cadet called Philip was assigned to entertain his daughters. It's the 1940s, and British soldiers are hard at work. They're out there, training, learning how to deal with landmines. It's serious stuff, this training. They need to know exactly what to do to disarm those things, making sure everyone stays safe. A housewife is doing laundry using the first electric washing machine. This is in Eatonville, Washington in 1910. Ham the chimp after his trip to space in 1961. The opening of the very first New York City subway in 1904. The 1955 Lincoln Futura made its official public debut on January 8, 1955, at the Chicago Auto Show. Davide Cislaghi, the Italian inventor, is testing out his version of the monowheel in 1933. My Funk, World War II. In 1900, the attire worn by Dutch men was greatly influenced by the prevailing weather conditions in the Netherlands. A car attempts to escape a dust storm in the Texas Panhandle in 1936. Grand Duchess Elizaveta Fyodorovna, sister of the last Empress of Russia, from the 1890s. Despite a court ruling on desegregating buses, white and blacks continue to be divided by their own choice. Texas, 1956. After World War I, sculptor Anna Coleman Ladd led a team that crafted realistic masks to restore the faces of injured soldiers. Settlers with covered wagons are traveling to the American West around 1890. A Young Confederate Soldier, 1861. Breaker Boys, the condition of child labor, and the hard lives of people in the coal mines. This was located in South Pittston, Pennsylvania. French actress and activist Brigitte Bardot in a photograph taken in 1959 France. Back in Hollywood around 1930, there's Lewis and Lil Hardin Armstrong.